Hi, good evening everybody. It is Tuesday today. The weather's a bit strange, isn't it? I don't know what on earth's happening. Well, anyway, this is a quick video as a part 2 of the pub stopover. I forgot to film the little bit about how did I feel with fibromyalgia afterwards. Well, first of all, a bit about the pub, which was, I got the name wrong. It's actually the Clock Warehouse, not the Clock House. So I apologise about that. So basically, my decision on that day was we was going a day after. So I decided, because of the weather, it's going to be beautiful, I'd try it. But normal people will probably think, well, let's try it in the morning, and then they can change what they're doing, get things planned and everything. No, I came up with the idea at 4 p.m. So it took me 45 minutes to load up the van, and the only reason I had to load so much up was because I had to empty it to get a solar panel put on. So anyway, it took me 45 minutes, one mad dash. I wasn't relaxed at all. I did have someone with me because I didn't want to go on my own first time. So about the pub, the actual car park itself, the car park is absolutely lovely. It was so quiet at night. I just sleep bad anyway, but it was so quiet, and I was really impressed. And it was really spacious, and you got one section that your vehicle can go into, and it's not far from the beer gardens, not far from walking to the canal, like as you could see on the photos in part 1. So it was absolutely brilliant. The only thing that bugs me about this vehicle, which I'm going to spin around a little bit, I don't know if you can see, it's a bit dark in there. These seats here, I have to turn all of them around to get the 2 single beds out. So there is a lot of faffing about turning these seats around. I have to alter the position of my front seat, keep going up and down the steps. Oh, I'm running around like a blue bum fly. So anyway, with 2 people, it's a lot more easier. I think when I go on my own, I got a pub stop over coming up, which is hopefully sometime this week, and I'm going on my own with Tia. So I will be using the double seated one to turn around, so I'm not messing around with the driver's seat. So hopefully that will be a lot more easier for me. But anyway, let's get back to the main subject, which is the first pub stopover. So I was rushing around, and I had 2 trolleys. I got a festival trolley, so I had 2 trolleys worth of stuff to take up to my van. And my van is actually parked in a nice little area. It's called the Spinney near Woollerton, and that's a wildlife preserve place, whatever you call them. So which is absolutely lovely. Apparently those trees are over 100 years old and were part of Woollerton Park, so they've been fenced off to protect them, which I think is a brilliant idea. Too many car parks, even though I stayed in a car park, but it did happen to stay in a pub. So anyway, after picking up the person who was coming with me, and we got on the road, it took me a bit longer than I thought it would. By the time we set up, I think it was about 6 o'clock, 6:30, when we got our first drink, and then we set the beds up, and then we had something to eat. I must admit, I felt so relaxed at the pub after running around. Then I was fine, everything was fine. I didn't sleep very good, but I think it's because I was in a strange place and I knew it was something different. And then my fibromyalgia kicked in, and it kicked in while I was lying down in bed. And basically, as I started to relax, that's when I started feeling the pains in my legs and my arms and in my muscles and everything. And then I remembered I hadn't taken my tablets. Because of all the dashing around, I hadn't taken my tablets. So anyway, I quickly got up, took my tablets, and then I took extra painkillers to help me. And I eventually got to sleep. In the morning, felt a bit stiff, a bit hard to wake up. I don't know about you lot out there, the fibromyalgia sufferers. Do you find it so hard to wake up in the morning? Well, you wake up, but it's so hard to get motivated. Your body's hurting, and you just feel like, oh, it's really hard work to get going. Well, I do as well, and I try and be positive, and I always got to have first 2 cups of tea in the morning, have my breakfast, have a shower, boiling hot shower, whether it's a sunshiny day or whatever. Boiling hot shower down the back of my neck, over my body, just to wake up my muscles, to get my body going. If there's anybody else who's got a better idea than that, please put it in the comments down below, please, because I would love to get some comments of people, positive comments, please, and of how other people are coping with fibromyalgia. So anyway, the pub stopover was a success. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Would defo go back there again. And I've got another one coming up, and it's in a week's time. But I'm doing that one solo, and that one's in Yorkshire. And the only reason I'm doing that one is because I'm going to the Food and Drinks Festival at Yorkshire for 3 days on my own, and because I know my fibromyalgia goes really tired and I get very fatigued, or that or that distance, I need to have a break. So I decided to go straight to a pub stopover the day before, so then I can chill and relax on my own in a pub stopover, not have to cook anything, so I'll go in the pub and get some food. And then in the morning, the gates open at 9 a.m. in the morning, so there's no way on this earth I'd be able to leave Nottingham so early in the morning to get there for 9, to be able to get a space where the camper van is close enough to the main area, so I don't have far to walk. Well, I still have a distance to walk, but not as far as the others. And if I did walk as far as the others, I probably would only be able to get around the main area, only 50% of it, because then my muscles would be kicking in, my legs would be hurting. So anyway, I'm still having a go, so I still want to go all the way around, but I'm going to do a separate video for that, and hopefully that will be my next one on YouTube. So if you like this type of subject, or if there's a question you would like to ask me about fibromyalgia, if I can help you or tell you how I do it, please put it in the comments. Okay, if you really like this program and you know a friend who would like it as well, please pass it on and show them. They might want to subscribe. Now please subscribe, because it helps my channel. It's only a small channel right this minute, and I've got 21 subscribers, and I want to say thank you very much for the ones who have subscribed to me, and a thumbs up to you all. This is really nice to know that people are watching me. I am still learning on the editing, so thank you for keeping up with me. Any tips on editing? I will listen to any tips on editing as well, please. So I'm looking forward to when I go back on YouTube next. I have got a small one coming up, but I've done exactly the same as this one with the the pub stopover. I said pub watch because I used to run a pub. Sorry about that. Is because I forgot to talk about my fibromyalgia afterwards. So I've got to film a little bit to add on to the one that I've been wanting to put up, and the next one that's coming up on the YouTube, which I'm hoping some of you fibromyalgia sufferers will be very interested. And it is, how did I cope with my body on the electric bike with a dog trailer on the back for the very first time? That is my next video coming out next. Hopefully it'll come out next week, then it gives me a week's grace to try and sort out the Yorkshire Food and Drinks YouTube one. So I'm going to say good night to you all. It's nice right this minute, but it's been throwing it down all day. I managed to pack my van because I go on Thursday. My packing's getting a lot better, so I can see what I can keep in the van, so on the day I don't have much to bring up, so I'm not so tired on the day when I'm driving. So I know Tia's looking forward to it as well. I'm hoping there's plenty of walks where I'm going, she'll be walking around the main areas and that lot. So I'm hoping there's beer there that I can drink, because you're not allowed to take your own beer in, you're not allowed to take your own food in, which I can understand, it's a food and drink. But there again, I'm rattling on again. So I hope you understood about my fibromyalgia on the pub stopover. And the only reason my body felt bad at the end of the night was because I was on the go. It was one rush. I didn't get a chance to relax. So I'm going to go and relax now. And I hope you all have a pleasant evening. Give me a thumbs up, please, a like. And if you don't like watching this channel, give me a comment how I can improve it. So everybody take care and look after yourselves. Bye.